In this episode, we're going to be changing the oil in the old Squareback. Stick around. This is what you're gonna need. I have a $10mm wrench, and I think it's a 20, but I don't have a 20, so it's a 13/16. Force and some old tools, and then also need a new set of gaskets, and I'm replacing the oil filter just for the hell of it, and all of these are important, so this is what you'll need to get everything all new and speck and span. Now for the oil that I'll be using, it is a 10W40, and usually it's recommended that you do a 15W40 or 10W40, but definitely oil for higher heat engines, because this of course is air cooled, so it's built to tolerate higher temperatures, so you need an oil that can equally tolerate the high temperatures. It is very dark. Now that this is getting down to the final trickles, I'll start loosening these up. And these are all 10s. Now the little washers are falling off into this, but it's okay, the kit that I have will replace all of them. Ta-da! Oily and disgusting. Very dark oil too, so it makes me wonder when the last time this was changed. And when you do this, try not to drop it into your oil catcher. I tend to be losing everything into the oil. But now this is open, I'm going to let it deplete of all the oil, and then we'll get it put back together. Alright, emptied out my oil into the spare one that I have, and yes, my oil catcher is just one of these with the side cut out. It works. So, got the oil in here. I'm a little confused. So, one of these, actually two of these, are screws, and then the other ones are bolts, so I'm just gonna put them in like normal. Alright, take one of these here new gaskets, and we're gonna put it here. Like so. And then I take the oil strainer, and I don't believe it has an orientation which it's supposed to go in. There's like the notches in there, so this is supposed to spread out around the little oil thing up in here. You're learning along with me. There we go. A little bit better. There we go. Ta-da. Like so. You're gonna take care of the gasket. You're just gonna do it like you did the first. Like so. Then you take this, clean this up a bit, but you see it's pretty well, very well used. Nice patina on it. So, place it there. I'm gonna take your nuts. Okay, so those are all good and firm in there. And what you're really feeling for is kind of the material almost like creaking. You don't want to get exactly to that point, but if you were to imagine if you had like a torque wrench, using a torque wrench, it's just kind of right as you're getting that friction, like applying a little bit of pressure on this, it's not spinning, so you're getting that friction there. But you don't want to just start and getting them super tight that A, you could damage the threads, or B, you could shear a bolt, because let's be honest, these are pretty old. Now we're at this point. We take the final beauty, and we'll take the old washer that was on it and put on the nice new shiny place it on. Look at that. And this one I'm kind of going for the same feeling of just not firm, but not too tight. And then that little washer that was included will actually compress down. And that's it. Easy as that. Alright, now we take this out and we replenish our oil. I think you know how to use a funnel. I don't think I need to explain that. And you just pour away. Now it seems like I emptied out about 2.5 quarts worth of oil. Double check. It's another reason why I pour the oil back into these. It's easier to gauge how much I need. But one thing that I'll actually do is fill this up and then I will check the dipstick. Put a little bit more in there and then I'll check. See that? Cleaned off the end of that. Take it. Inside. Act like you closed it. Back out. We'll see. And as you can see there, I'm about right there. So I'm gonna keep pouring. check, and I'm a little too full, but it should be fine. It seems like I'm just right at the top. So the rest of the oil we'll save for later. I am going to call it. It was very easy to do, very straightforward. A lot easier than oil that I've changed in the past with different vehicles. The nice part is the nice part is how much space there is underneath the engine. So I didn't have to lift it up. I already had the front end lifted up. Still waiting for parts to show up for that. And having the front end up was good because it placed the car at a more level, because the driveway, as you know, is very sloped. So it put the car at a good level, and draining the oil was quick, it was easy, it was dirty, but all in all, I mean, I watched one video on it and then said, I can do this, and I did it. Now, the proper thing to do is to start your car up. You know, you change the oil, then you start the car up, and you're like, oh look, the oil change worked, the car started. Well, as well as the front end being out of commission, the gas tank is also out of commission. So I can't really do that right now. But as far as I can tell, it's very straightforward. You drain the oil, you take out the, there's a name for it, I can't remember, but then you take out the oil strainer, put the oil strainer back in, put the bottom plate back on, put the new oil in. Easy as that. Pretty cut and dry. There's, unlike other cars where you might have to change out an oil filter, with this, don't have to. So, thanks for joining me this time. If you have any questions about changing your own oil, leave a comment below, let me know. And hit that subscribe button if you like it, if you want to see some more relating to the Virus Type 3 Squareback, or relating to anything in general. I do a lot of different things on this. I know mainly I focus on the car right now because that's what I'm doing. But I have other projects that are not car related that are in the roster. So, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Stay rusty.